So the question was, my child loves it when they're at martial arts, when they're at football, when they're at anything. I don't know what it is. They love it when they're there. But it's such a hard task to get them there. Once so it's Friday evening, it's time for class, and they're like, oh, I don't want to go, I'm tired. Oh, do I have to? It's too hard, I can't do it. You know what I mean? I'm too busy. I just want to sit and play video games, or I just want to sit in the garden, or I want to go ride my bike, whatever it is, I don't know. But they don't want to do it. They'd rather sit at home than go to class. But when they're there, they're smiling, they're having so much fun, they're working out, they're getting stuck in, they're getting past their barriers, they're overcoming their fixed mindsets. They're releasing dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin, endorphins, and killing cortisol. They're doing everything right. They love it when they're here. So why is it that they don't want to go? Sometimes they just don't seem to want to go. What's going on? They love it when they're here, but they don't want to go. What's happening? Well, you see, the thing is that while they're there, they are having such a great time. They're having an amazing time. But this can happen a lot. Have you ever seen? Maybe you're one. Maybe you're guilty of this yourself. There are four types of parenting. And one of them is called an authoritarian parent. And what that means, that's pretty much like old school 1950s type parenting. Do as I say, or punishment. Listen to me, or punishment. So I'm gonna bring you up through using fear, through coercement. You've got to listen to me above all else. My word is the law and the rule of life. And it's like the 1950s, 60s like style of parenting, and it's brought some people still there. They were brought up like this and think this is the right way to go ahead and do it. Now, what we're talking about is, why does a child go to a class? For example, martial arts could be my school, could be anything, could be rugby. When they're there, they're loving it so much, they're enjoying it so much. But it's always a hard task to get them there. They don't seem to want to go, but when they're there, they love it. Well, if you have this type of authoritarian parenting, often what can happen is, we can tell because they're shouting from the sidelines. You do better. Now you can do 15 rather than 10. Now you do this exercise. Stop doing that. Stop doing this, from the sidelines. And we discourage that in our school for sure. But if they're doing that in the school, in front of everyone, what are they doing in privacy? So, for example, imagine the car ride home, and it's like, you could have done this. You should have done that. We could have. Now all these bad things are now being associated with the lesson they've just had. So Friday evening is no longer associated. I'm going to go there and have such great fun. Being stored back here is the idea that I go, I have some fun, but then I get scolded. I get told I wasn't good enough. I get told I couldn't do it. Told I should be trying better. And I've got to sit and listen to that. And you can imagine that if that's on the way home, what about on the way there? Now I want you to try really hard today. Last week you promised me you was going to do this. You was going to do that. You were going to try extra hard. You were going to listen this well. You was going to do this all the way. So is that something that you would put up with? For example, if we said, hey, we're going to take you on a car ride to this amazing place, and you had to sit in the car while someone was constantly going, now when you get there, you're going to have to do this and you're going to have to do that. And I want you to try hard. I don't want you to be weak. I want you to be strong. I don't want you to play up. I want you to do this. I don't want you to mess around. I want you to do it this way. You big guest, man, leave me alone. Give me some time. Give me some space. And then when you get there, you're already so hyped up. You've had so much, because of the way that this goes, because your brain reacts to that. Your amygdala is seeing this as a fear, an anxiety, and it's releasing all this cortisol, and it's saying, look out, it's putting you on a stress level. So you're already there, and then you bring them to the place you're going to, and if they understand about child development, they're going to be working on release of chemicals to counter cortisol and help them feel good and empower them. and they do their job, and it starts to, oh yeah, man, I'm having fun. This feels good. I've been feeling terrible all day because people have been, coercing me, making me feel fear, making me feel I don't know what I'm doing. But now I'm here. I'm feeling really good. The coach is helping me. They're really doing a good job. And then they get back in the car again. He loves it when he's there. He's smiling. I can see him from the side. And he gets back in the car. And what's his brain going to say? It's going to go, this happened last time. It's built in now. It's going to happen again. And so what do they do in the car on the way home? It's that authoritarian type parenting. You should have done better. You can do better. You should do it this way. You should do it that way over and over. Instead of praising, instead of saying, I saw you really well trying hard, saw you trying to focus. You start making little steps there, saw you doing this extra push-ups or whatever it is they've done. Instead of praising them, don't we do that? Isn't that something? I think I say this to all my members in school. We always say their name and talk to them when we want to have a go at them or make them do better or something like that. We never catch them when they're doing good and say, hey, do you know what, Steve, you did really well today. I'm so proud of you. I saw you. You didn't quite do it, but I saw you trying really hard. I'm so proud of you for that. Instead, what do we do? Steve, I saw you standing and you started spinning around in your head. Next time, don't do that. I'll stop taking you. If you don't want to go, don't worry. I won't take you. And then we turn around and say, I don't know what it is, but they love it when they're there. But getting them there is a pain in the bum. Why is that? Well, if we can look at it from this perspective, we can start to understand what's going on. Remember, the brain is this amazing tool. People forget that it's chemically, it's brain biology. It's science. It's not like, he's deliberately bad. He doesn't want to listen. He's born not to listen. No, he's not. He wants to, all kids want to do well. They all want to do well. And it's our jobs as parents, as coaches, as teachers to do the best we can to help them become the best they can. And sometimes that takes research. It takes learning. It takes studying to understand. It's not an easy subject. It takes coming to someone that does know what they're doing. Like I say, if you categorize yourself in this authoritarian 1950s style parenting, where I believe that threats and punishment is the way forward, shouting and yelling is the way forward, then maybe you're doing more damage to the child for their future than you think. Because, with the research now into neuroplasticity, we understand that the brain molds. So the more that you cause fear, imagine instead of the good chemicals, we've constantly got this cortisol running through the brain and it's affecting and blocking areas and causing bad decisions. Well, it's going to mold that brain into an anxious, stressed and depressed brain. And that's what people can be doing here. So one of the things, so that was the answer to the question, but what would be the result? What is the strategy? What is the goal? Is to, be more, encourage them. If you find that your child's saying, I don't really want to go, why is that? Is it me? Sometimes we look, and I always look at like my martial arts school, and oftentimes the parents are bringing in the child, and the parents are saying to them, I need help. This thing I'm bringing to you, this child, and everything I bought in my life, this camera I'm speaking into came with an instruction manual. The monitor here came with an instruction manual. But this child I'm bringing to you for once a week didn't come with an instruction manual. And they need help. Sometimes need help. We all need help. And asking for help is a hard thing for a lot of people. But yeah, so we was talking about why they love it. They seem to love it when they're there, but it's a struggle to get them there. And that's the reason,